Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho. This video, I want to bring you guys commentary with a focus on the topic of adversity. Now, like always, to give you guys a little bit of background context of why I'm bringing you guys this commentary topic, earlier today, I was playing some Combat Arms, and I was recording some gameplay with the SR2 Vedesk. If you guys don't know, the SR2 Vedesk is the newest NX standard submachine gun at the time of this recording, and Nexon released it on the June 6th patch. So, yeah, basically, I was just getting some gameplay of it because I had done the review of it already, but I still wanted to make some more gameplay videos out of it. So, I was doing that. I was doing my own thing, and I dropped into a short fuse game. Now, as I was playing it, obviously, first of all, I was recognized, which happens a lot. Not trying to be arrogant or anything, but it just so happens to be that, you know, I get recognized a lot because of my YouTube, I guess, exposure. And second of all, I was using the SR2 Vedesk, which obviously, if there's a new gun and people recognize it, people tend to want to use it, use it for themselves, see how much of a good gun it is. So, yeah, basically, I was up against a team full of P90 TR users. Now, I'm not going to name names, but they were all using P90 TRs. Typically speaking, whenever I run into people like that, or in general, if I just run into someone with a light vest or a recon vest, full speed gear, fem-based, bunny hopping P90 TR guy, I don't really tend to think of them too highly because, first of all, that's probably cruise control for easy mode, and my teammates weren't the best either. Like, they were kind of actually pretty shitty. I mean, by all means, we didn't, the game wasn't like a blowout. Like, my team didn't get, fucking raped or something like that. But, they were, either average or below average. Anyways, so, it just so happens that later on during the game, the entire room, it seems to be filled with people using SR2 Vedesk, because obviously I was dying a lot, trying to fight the people with P90 TRs, and my teammates and the enemies would tend to pick them up, to pick up the ones I keep dropping, and if they died holding it, then their teammates would, pick them up and start using them too, and vice versa. Or the train just keeps going on and on. So, towards the end of the match, I pay attention to the chat box again, and I noticed the other team, including the elite moderator, who I shall not name, mentioned, oh, I don't like this new gun. So I'm like, interesting. I want to see why you don't like this new gun. And his other teammates, my enemies, are like, yeah, I don't like this new gun either. One of them says, it's OP as fuck. Really, bro? Is that why you're complaining? An elite moderator himself says, I don't really remember, so if I butcher his words, I do apologize. But he says something along the lines of "Oh, the game's getting too hard" or something like that. The match is getting a little bit too hard for me now. I don't want to play anymore. And obviously, I'm assuming that he's saying that because my entire team by this point is also using SR2 Vedesks, which I kept dropping because I kept dying. So because I assumed that, that kind of got me. That honestly made my brain kind of go, what the fuck? So, yeah, I'm basically making that commentary because of that incident. So, yeah, that kind of little incident got me thinking, I guess levels of adversity really differ from person to person. We all know that everyone is different in this world. Our lives, our experiences are all basically there's no truly identical lifestyle or experience that one person has to another person. You can't compare them, not necessarily. So in that sense, to be more specific, the same goes for the hardships that we had in our lives, the adversity. Some of us, the biggest hardship that some of us have is probably what's for dinner today. Oh, I haven't eaten anything in 8 hours. Let me just go, call up some Pizza Hut real quick and pay him with the fat old $50 bill that my parents give me every week. And for some other guys, we would consider ourselves lucky if we found something to fucking eat for the day. So it kind of, again, that's kind of an extreme example, but again, you guys, I'm probably known as an extreme person already, but in any case, that kind of got me thinking, these guys are, like I said, are basically playing Combat Arms on with their cruise control on easy mode, fucking running around with fem-based P90R Cs and bunny hopping all fucking day long. Even their male-based guys had P90Rs. So basically, it was P90R central up in that short fuse game on their team. So, you know, is it really that hard to get a high score with full speed gear fem-based P90R? No, not really. Any scrub can do it and manage to pull positive. Even the shittiest player in the world, I could imagine, because the P90R is just that easy to fucking use. So I'm sitting here, like, I'm slugging it out with these guys with the new SR2. Now, the SR2, I do mention in my review of it that it is really, really good. I mean, 37 damage and 90 rate of fire. Statistically speaking, that kind of DPS is a lot better than than even the P90RC, which only has like 36 damage and like maybe somewhere around like 80 like high 80s rate of fire. It definitely doesn't have 90 rate of fire, that's for sure. So you would think that the SR2 is technically better than the P90R. What you don't realize is that the SR2 has a lot of fucking recoil. Thus, it doesn't really compare to, say, guns like the P90R or the P90R-SC. So like I said, I'm slugging it out with these people, and I'm having a pretty difficult time, because the P90R is not a very easy gun to beat up close. Even if you have like the best submachine gun after the P90R, it's still not a P90R, so obviously you're going to have a really hard time. So the fact that these guys are saying, oh, I'm having such a hard time against these guys with SR2 vests, like, these guys, like, so many people have them already. It's like, I don't know what to do. Like, all my deaths seem to be like headshots nowadays. Like, now. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, clearly these guys have not been using anything else other than their fucking P90Rs and full speed gear recon shit in a really, really long time for them to really say that. You know, if you think the SR2 vest, the SR2, don't get me wrong, in the right hands is an extremely dangerous weapon. But it's not to the level where you actually need to be afraid of it if you have a goddamn P90R. Same goes for the people who complain about, oh, my deaths all seem to be like headshots now. Whoa, what's going on? Really, dude? You ain't seen shit. You haven't been in games where you've gone 13 and fucking 53 in like a 5v5 140 kill elim on Oil Rig, where everyone on the other team has like fucking FMG9 mag pulls on P90Rs, and they keep fucking lottoing you every single time. I remember that game. I remember that game very clearly. That was like a couple years ago, around the time when, maybe a couple months after the FNG9 Magpool was released. And guess what? I got my ass fucking handed to me. Nothing was going my way. But you know what? You know, I stuck in there. I tried the best I could. 1352, yeah, that's a shit score, but I still fucking finished the game, for God's sake. And guess what? You know what happened? I didn't bitch about it a single time. Now, this may seem to you that I'm trying to glorify myself, which kind of seems like to you, maybe, but that's not really my intention. My intention is to kind of give you guys an example of what kind of adversity that I faced compared to what these guys apparently are facing, and they think it's adversity. Yeah, maybe to them, sure, it seems like adversity in air quotes, because, you know, they find it challenging to them. Me personally, give me fucking full speed gear, well, which I already have, but I don't have a fem base, and right now, at the moment, I don't have a P90R-SC. I have a P90R, but I hardly use it because, you know, I'm too busy using other weapons, personally speaking. So I don't really have a chance to use the P90R and be cheap and shit like that. But if I really wanted to use it, I would sure as hell use it. If I wanted to go fucking try hard, I'll use the P90R. But why don't I use it? Because I want to give myself a challenge. At some point, you know, me personally, at some point, yeah, video games are there to have fun. You play video games to have fun because that's what they're meant for. But at a certain point, especially for a guy like me who does YouTube for, you know, kind of a living, it's not enough to support me, like, financially, but it's still something. So, and because I'm kind of more of a hardcore gamer where I take first-person shooters very seriously, and I play tactical shooters like DayZ, Arma, stuff like that, I tend to take video games pretty seriously. So but the core element about me playing video games is that if I don't have fun with it, then I don't feel like there's much of a point for me to keep playing a video game that I'm not having fun with. Part of me having fun with the video game is making it challenging so that at the end of the day I can look back and say, yeah, that gaming session was worth it because it was really fucking fun. Running around with P90RSE, yeah, it's fun. It's great to go run around and murder people, and reach, drop 30, 40, 50 bombs with a P90RSE with a gun that's honestly kind of broken and imbalanced and, arguably overpowered, though I'm sure, Omadon would get into an argument with me about that any day. But at one point, or at a certain point, it makes the game very boring. Yeah, I like dropping high scores. Everyone does. But me personally, always dropping high scores with the gun that I know is kind of unfair to use. Like, I say kind of, because it still takes skill to use any kind of weapon, as long as it's not like a rocket launcher or something like that, or a noob tube. But, still, the P90RSE, it takes far less skill to use than, say, like, even the G36. You still need a lot of skill to use a gun like a G36, and a lot of people consider the G3 to be a rather imbalanced assault rifle. The P90RSE is really fucking good at what it does, and for a guy like me, it complements my playstyle very, very well, because I'm a rusher. P90R is obviously a close-range weapon, so it would be really good in my hands. But the reason why I don't really use it all that often is because it just makes the game too damn easy. It really does. And for me, that doesn't give me the kind of challenge that I'm used to playing. Sure, I'm not really looking for like an absolute rollover where me and my team get absolutely crushed with no mercy, but I like to look for a level of competition in everything I play. I like challenging myself. I like putting myself in situations where it's not the easiest thing in the world, but there's a little bit of challenge involved. But yeah, obviously everyone's opinion on what their opinions on adversity differs. It's inevitable, but at one point, I just wish that I could tell those kinds of people, I just wish I could kind of open their eyes up to the kind of adversity that I faced, and just give them the middle finger or something like that. Say dude, you have no right to complain about what kind of shit you're going through. There are other people out there who are taking far worse shit than you, and they don't bitch about it. I mean, this doesn't have to apply to only video games either. This can apply to just real life in general. People who are having a hard time throughout their lives, but still man up, so to say, and slug through and try to live their lives as best that they can, despite all the shitty conditions that they might have to live through, compared to those rich, spoiled brat fuckers who are born with a silver spoon in their mouths, as the saying goes, and bitch about everything that that goes wrong with their lives. So I don't know. That's just kind of a you can call this a rant / commentary that I kind of wanted to give my 2 cents on. And if you guys agree with me, that's great. If you guys don't agree with me, then that's fine too. Obviously, things like these commentaries, a lot of commentaries that I do are very perception and opinion based, and I'm not looking to gain a lot of support here for what I like to say and proclaim as my beliefs. But that's just all I want you guys to do is just recognize that these are the kind of things that I believe in, and adversity, like I said, is different from person to person. But at some point, even though I understand that our lifestyles differ, and I can't really fault people for having the kinds of experiences that they have, because that's just how their lives panned out, at some point, you kind of need to realize, hey, there's probably someone out there who is going through a lot worse shit than I am, so maybe I need to just shut the fuck up and just keep playing the game. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. This has been a quick commentary. Well, it's not really quick. It's 14, 15 minutes long. But anyways, this has been a commentary / rant, again, by me, Agent Psycho, aka Toast Sniper 98. So, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.